This video is for the JB2A crowd. Yay, team! And I wanted to show everybody how I was able to integrate the JB2A into the GURPS Game Aid for Foundry. And if you know GURPS, you know that it's really not a single game system. Even the primary editor said that GURPS isn't a game system. It's really a toolbox with which you can build your own game system. And what that means is that a GM is going to build pretty much an infinite different series of GURPS games. And what that means for our game aid is we really can't automate a lot of stuff because we don't know what the GM's going to be using. So one of the things that we did is we created a kind of a rich macro language and we call it the on-the-fly formula system that allows users to actually go in and edit their user character sheet. So here's a character sheet. I'm going to put in something here, and what I'm doing is I'm creating this text, and it's going to go right here, and it turns into a button. And this button's actually going to roll against her IQ. So if I click this button, it'll actually roll her IQ, and I'll get a success or failure. And so the user can put this stuff in anywhere. They can go and click in one of these things and add a note that says, you know, check strength. And basically what it's doing is it's creating these on-the-fly buttons. So savvy users and savvy GMs can expand the character sheet by using the on-the-fly formulas and the chat commands to do lots of incredible things. So the way to get JB2A into GURPS was to create a chat command. So I have a chat command, animation, and the way it works is I have a list of WebM files that I've found in the modules. And right now I have the Patreon version of JB2A, plus there's about 3 or 4 other modules that I've found that offer WebMs. And I'm just going to do a pattern match on the file name. So in this case, Luna here is going to attack the fire elemental, and I want her to shoot some kind of missile thing. So I'm looking for some kind of missile animation. So I'm just going to search for miss. And it comes back and shows me these are all the possible missiles out there. And these ones right here, I can tell are all JB2A. So I'm gonna stick with those because that's what I'm trying to show off here. So I will go with anim, miss, and then I'll put a star reg. So it's now going to do a pattern match where the file name contains miss and reg, and it's case insensitive, so it doesn't care there. And yeah, these are all the JB2A ones. And what it's showing is that the source is Luna, the destination is the fire elemental. The options are T. It's a targeted animation versus a centered animation over the top of something. And then this is, out of all the WebMs that I have, these are the ones that it found. And then it did a quick calculation. If these are of different sizes, and you can tell on the the JB2A files, this file size is embedded in the file name, but I've also run a script that goes out and uses a utility and calculates the width. But of these, in this distance, it has determined that the ones that are width 1600 pixels, or basically the 30-foot animations, are the ones that will look the best. They don't overscale or underscale the most. And then what it has done is it just randomly picks one and displays it, which is good. Actually, if I want, I can say, you know, let's do 3 of them, and it'll fire off 3. It's just randomly picking 3 of the animations. Actually, let me close that off so we can see Luna a little bit better. And you know, maybe I want to keep it a certain color. You know what? I'm going to go with just blue. So I'm going to make the file name miss star reg star blue. And oh, I forgot that I got to make certain Luna's still the active character. There we go. So that's fired off one of the blues, and of course it's randomly picking for the series. So there are 9 variations of this. And we're getting a different one each time. Or if I say, hey, I want to do it 3 times, it'll pick 3 separate ones each time. But, you know, the animation's not always centered on the target. You know, I understand that it may not be drawn from the starting point and end it exactly on the far edge of the animation area. So instead I can give it an offset. I'm going to say, okay, let me check. Yeah, this is starting way too far off. So I want to back it up about, I'll try just 10% and we'll see what that looks like. Yeah, that's coming right out of Luna. And then the same thing, it's not quite making it all the way to the fire elemental. So I'll give it a plus of 10% and see how that works. Okay, there we go. So that's, they're hitting up pretty well. So now let me move Luna a little bit farther away, and we'll try the same command. Yeah, it's not quite starting on Luna, but it's still hitting. Maybe I could back it up to maybe 15%. That starts in the middle. We'll try 15%. Okay, so you know how it works. I mean, since it's scaling the animation, it's not going to be perfect, but yeah, that works pretty well. And now I'll show you. I'll zoom out and I'll move Luna way down here, and I'll do the same command again. But now you'll see in the best fit, it has determined that it's so far away that it has to use the 2800 pixel wide animations and not the 1600 pixel wide animations. But when I do it, oh yeah, it's way, way off. So maybe I'm pushing this this thing too far. Let me go back to, say, 10%. Yeah, there we go. So it looks like plus or minus 10% gets it, you know, the best for the levels that I'm probably going to use it on. And I can do things like, okay, so the 3 times it's waiting 1 second between each animation. I may actually want to do that a little bit faster. So I'm going to say, hey, why don't you do it every half a second? Oh yeah, that gives it kind of a nice overlap. Actually, you know what? I'm going to make it every third of a second. Yeah, that's pretty good. And now I'm going to change it. Instead of 3 missiles, I'm going to send 6, so you get kind of this barrage thing. That's pretty cool. And you know what? I'm going to get, now that I know that I've got it looking right, and I'm actually going to take the restriction for blue off, and that way it'll be multicolored. So there you go. Yeah, just randomly picking from all of the possible variations. And then in our chat language, I can, if I start a chat command with exclamation point, a bang, then it doesn't print any of the private notes. By the way, these are just private to yourself, so you're not barraging everybody else with your debugging information. But now if I do bang, anim, whatever, boom, you get that command and nothing gets fired off into the chat log. So I can take this, I can go into Luna, and I can go right here, and I'll just put this chat command inside of square brackets. And, well, that doesn't look that nice. You know, actually, I'll give it a name. Then I'll just call it Magic Missile. Oh, sorry. And save. And now that she has a button called Magic Missile. And if she smacks it, then it fires off that animation. And so that's how I've integrated the JB2A WebM files into the GURPS Game Aid. It does require that the GM maybe play with the animation command to find the animation they're looking for, and then maybe tweak the sizes a little bit, because each animation is slightly different. And they might want something different. But for the most part, it's working really well. So JB2A guys, Jules and Ben, keep up the dang good work. This is beautiful.